We are kicking things off with pure adrenaline. Veteran writer and producer Mick Betancourt dove headfirst into a terrifying scene on the Lower East Side of New York City, chasing down a suspect in a violent robbery that unfolded right before his eyes. Betancourt didn't hesitate, sprinting for over 15 minutes through the streets to bring the situation to a close. And you won't believe the unbelievable moments he witnessed during that high-stakes pursuit.
Stop using your finger for notes, sketches, and edits. This Jam Jake stylus pen gives your iPad a smoother, more precise writing feel with palm rejection so your hand can rest naturally on the screen. It charges fast, works for hours, and comes with replacement tips. Perfect for school, work, or creative projects. Check the link in the comments to grab it on Amazon.
Next up, we look at the massive shakeup in Hollywood. Casey Wasserman has made a surprising move, putting his entire company up for auction after emails surfaced in the Department of Justice documents. We break down the intense bidding war, who is trying to buy this empire, and whether Wasserman is ready to sell off pieces of his vast entertainment machine. In business news, the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce has a major leadership change. Ron Frierson has officially been named the president and CEO, bringing in Dan Halden as the chief operating officer to drive economic growth and expand opportunities for the entire Hollywood community. Find out what this new leadership means for the industry moving forward. And finally, a deeply moving story from Hollywood's past. Andrew Laszlo, Jr., is bringing the powerful story of his father, a Holocaust survivor turned iconic cinematographer, back to Ennies. Discover the incredible journey of survival, strength, and how one man's life continues to inspire generations today. Stay with us for the rest of the news. Veteran writer, producer, and showrunner Mick Betancourt intervened in a violent robbery and assault on the Lower East Side of New York City, chasing down the suspect over several blocks in a dramatic real-time sequence. The incident, witnessed late Friday afternoon on April 10th near his hotel, began when Betancourt spotted a man sprinting past with a bottle of alcohol. Believing the situation was escalating, Betancourt pursued the suspect, eventually engaging in a physical scuffle that resulted in the alleged victim sustaining a severe head injury. Betancourt described the moment vividly, noting the force of the impact. Despite initial hesitation, he decided to chase the fleeing suspect, sprinting across multiple city blocks. After a brief confrontation where the suspect claimed self-defense, Betancourt sought assistance from bystanders and housing authority police officers, who eventually called for the New York Police Department. 4 NYPD vehicles arrived, and the alleged victim was found alive and alert. Authorities confirmed that 35-year-old Issa Mohammed was arrested and charged with degree robbery and second-degree assault, while the injured man was transported to a hospital in stable condition. Betancourt reflected on the high-stakes decision to intervene, contrasting his actions with the typical behavior of his colleagues. Following the incident, Betancourt returned to work on the upcoming Season 5 of the crime drama Reacher and other projects, noting the real-life intensity of the events he witnessed. Casey Wasserman's company, Wasserman, is facing a potential sale after an exodus of artists following the surfacing of his old emails with Ghislaine Maxwell in the Department of Justice's Jeffrey Epstein documents. Over 2 months after the revelations, potential buyers are weighing several key questions. Whether it is a fire sale, if Wasserman intends to break the firm into separate entities, and the appetite for acquiring the company whole versus picking off clients division by division. First-round bids were submitted to investment bank Moelis & Co., which is managing the auction process. Among the interested parties, the Big Three Hollywood talent giant United Talent Agency submitted a non-binding bid. However, there is a noted conflict of interest concerning UTA's potential acquisition of Brillstein Entertainment Partners from Wasserman, due to existing agreements with the Writers Guild regarding agency ownership of production entities. A dark horse contender is Wynn, the representation firm founded by Patrick Whitesell, WME mogul, and former Endeavor executive Jason Lublin. Whitesell's firm has been actively discussing funding for its bid, but has not yet secured an additional financial backer. Private equity firms are also showing interest, spurred by recent successful deals in the sector, such as Goldman Sachs' major acquisition in November 2025. Providence Equity Partners, which took a significant stake in Wasserman in November 2022 to fuel growth, remains a key player in the sale discussions. While major agencies like WME Group and Creative Artists Agency did not submit bids, Wasserman's sports unit remains a significant asset, generating $266 million in 2024, representing 29% of the company's total revenue. The company also maintains a notable music agency group stemming from the 2021 acquisition of Paradigm's music division. Wasserman has formally rebranded its company as the team to distance itself from its founder. Following the artist's departures, only one public figure from the sports unit, U.S. soccer star Abby Wambach, publicly announced her decision to part ways with her representatives. Wasserman issued an apology regarding his correspondence with Maxwell, acknowledging the association, while the Los Angeles 2028 Olympic Committee has confirmed that an outside law firm reviewed Wasserman's emails with Maxwell and found the relationship did not exceed what was publicly documented. Despite the turbulence, the team is continuing business operations, announcing new signings and launching internal initiatives such as a leadership advisory and executive search practice. The Hollywood Chamber of Commerce has announced a significant leadership transition, appointing veteran business and policy executive Ron Frierson as the new president and CEO. Frierson succeeds Stephen Nissen, who served as CEO for the past 3 years. Frierson brings a strong background, having previously served as the Director of West Coast Economic Development at Amazon and as a Director of Economic Policy at Los Angeles City Hall during Eric Garcetti's mayoral tenure. Frierson emphasized the organization's importance, stating, "Hollywood is a globally recognized brand synonymous with creativity, influence, and cultural impact. It is also a community of families, small businesses, and neighborhoods. I'm honored to lead the chamber and to work alongside Dan, our board, staff, and our incredible members to advance a bold agenda that expands opportunity, strengthens our economy, and delivers lasting value for businesses, the community, and visitors alike." In a related appointment, the Chamber has also named Dan Halden as the Chief Operating Officer and Legislative Director. Halden will be responsible for advocating for the Hollywood area of Los Angeles and administering the world-renowned Hollywood Walk of Fame. Halden has accumulated 13 years of experience in various roles within the city of Los Angeles, and for former city council members Tom LaBonge and Mitch O'Farrell. Halden expressed enthusiasm for the new role, noting, "I'm thrilled to partner with Ron and the Chamber team to deliver impactful programs, provide exceptional value to our members, and enhance the Hollywood experience for all." The Hollywood Chamber of Commerce plays a vital role in supporting local businesses, advocating for economic development, and maintaining Hollywood's status as a premier destination for entertainment, tourism, commerce, and beyond. Jerry Newman, chair of the Chamber's Board of Directors, welcomed the appointments of the 2 seasoned civic veterans. Newman praised Frierson as the face of the Chamber and an ambassador who will elevate its standing, adding that Halden represents a powerful combination of vision and operational excellence. He concluded that their combined leadership will drive innovation and growth for members and the broader Hollywood community. Andrew Laszlo, Jr., is bringing the powerful story of his father, Andrew Laszlo, a Holocaust survivor who achieved fame as a top cinematographer in Hollywood, back to his roots in Ennis, Wisconsin. In an interview with the Madisonian ahead of his presentation at the Madison Theater on April 21st, Laszlo, Jr. emphasized the resilience required to overcome unimaginable adversity, stating, "When you have no money and weigh 90 pounds, you don't have the money to bear hatred or the energy, and if you bear hatred, you're not able to move on and the other side wins." Andrew Laszlo grew up in Papa, Hungary, and was the sole survivor of the Holocaust, enduring the horrors of the Bergen-Belsen concentration camp alongside Anne Frank. After the war, Laszlo immigrated to America penniless in 1947. Despite not speaking English, he leveraged his draft service in the U.S. Army Signal Corps to learn the art of motion picture photography, which launched him into a highly successful career in Hollywood. His filmography includes work on major productions such as Shogun, Rambo, and First Blood, and he notably worked with figures like Fidel Castro and Barbra Streisand. Laszlo's journey to America involved navigating complex immigration processes, eventually securing citizenship after being placed in a displaced persons camp in Germany. He faced the challenge of self-teaching English and supporting himself while seeking work in New York Harbor. While his cinematic achievements are significant, Laszlo Jr. focused the presentation heavily on his father's survival, his immigration experience, and his later life dedicated to making a positive impact. Laszlo was honored in the U.S. Capitol for the 2004 Days of Remembrance alongside Elie Wiesel. After retiring from filmmaking, Andrew Laszlo moved to Montana, where he taught film and television at Montana State University, donating his film archives to the institution. Laszlo Jr. framed his father's narrative not merely as a Holocaust story, but as one of strength, rebirth, and the ability to move forward without succumbing to hatred. He concluded that the story is about one person's strength to start a new life and keep a legacy alive, emphasizing that it is a story of a Jew who survived and thrived, rather than one defined by victimhood. At 73, Laszlo Jr. continues the mission of sharing these vital stories globally to inspire audiences and ensure his father's legacy endures.